On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Let's go straight to Alan Dershowitz, and he is one good friend, and he's one smart guy.
And Professor, it's great to have you here. First off, I don't know if you just heard, but we were talking with Steve Hilton. Can you believe the criteria? Yesterday, we were talking to the U.S. attorney there in California, Bill Asaley, who was saying you can use a gym membership to be a first-time voter there. You could use an insurance card, a prescription card. What could go wrong, right?
Yeah, you can vote on criteria more easily than you can, get into an office building. But first, I want to complain about your choice of the version of California, Here I Come. When you said you were going to play that, I wanted to hear the Al Jolson version. California, here I come. It's great, the Al Jolson version. So
we're going there to help him. We want to go there and help Steve Hilton.
And by the way, Professor, we purposely didn't play because we wanted you to sing it. So thank you.
Of course, sure. Anytime. So this verdict today, it was the easiest case.
This is the Carmelo Anthony case in Dallas, right? Yep.
There was no defense. His lawyer didn't put him on the witness stand. His lawyer didn't put on a defense, essentially. And of course there was going to be a conviction. Can you imagine if the racial situation were reversed and if a black kid, 16, 17-year-old, had been killed by a white guy? There'd be demonstrations in every city in the country. There would be violence. There would be burning of houses. There'd be everything. But, the racial situation is different. And so the only racism involved in this case are the protests. The protests are racist because all they're saying is because a black kid was convicted, that's racism, that's white supremacism, all of those things. It's ridiculous. This is the easiest case. Now, there's one possible claim on appeal. There were no blacks on the jury, but apparently there are Hispanics and a Muslim, and it's a diverse jury, but you don't have a right to have a jury with particular races represented. So I doubt there'll be a reversal on appeal. So it seems to me this was almost certainly the right verdict. And what a tragedy to have a guy come to a track meet with a knife, and he didn't like the way the guy looked at him. And then he claims that's self-defense. Can you imagine every day on the New York subway we would have claims of self-defense if that were the situation?
That's the point, too, because the other thing, he didn't testify, Carmelo Anthony, who just got convicted. Yeah. Do you think it would have been different had he testified? He didn't testify, and you wonder, had he gotten on the stand and could have explained how he, quote, felt threatened? I agree with you. Or do you think same outcome?
You can't ever criticize a criminal defense lawyer for not putting somebody on the stand unless you know what his secrets are. That is, we don't know what kind of a witness Anthony would have made. Maybe he has a lot of baggage that he could have been cross-examined about. Maybe it would mean that he's done other things, and that would be able to come out if he takes the witness stand. So there must be a good reason, if the guy's a decent lawyer, and I have no reason to believe he wasn't, there must be a good reason why he didn't testify. He didn't testify almost certainly because if he had testified, a lot of negative information would have come out about him. That's my surmise, and that's the way, any criminal lawyer would think about it.
You know what scares me, Professor Dershowitz? I mean, part of the reason we're also talking about it is there were fights outside the courtroom today when this came down, and it's really become a racial issue, just like you said, and it shouldn't. The facts of the case should be the facts, but people are very concerned of what's going to happen maybe tonight in Dallas.
Yeah, well, look, there were fights outside of Madison Square Garden when the Knicks lost. People are saying, oh, my God, that's because Trump went to the Madison Square Garden, and there were people who were arrested there, too. Look, people get very upset, and you have to maintain law and order here. And no matter what the verdict is, no matter who wins the basketball game, there has to be order. There's no justification for attacking people based on a verdict or based on a basketball outcome. So, it's very important that the law is enforced fairly and equally without regard to the race of the people involved.
Professor,
we don't live in that society.
The Parks Department and the reports to the executive office. All of a sudden, the Parks Department says you can't have a wrestling match in the park.
Oh, the UFC is this
UFC, and you can't have the
the sort of the cage that they're putting over the
not the cage, the other
the arc. Oh, the arc.
Course,
the arc. Yes.
I
mean,
who in
the Parks Department is challenging the President of the United States?
Right. He's just trying to beautify the city.
Yeah, they're trying to also, bring it to court. And the courts are going crazy. They're telling the President of the United States that he can't change the White House. They're telling the President of the United States that he can't bring an event to the White House. They've never told that to another president previously. This is all about they're not liking President Trump. And, that's what happens. Look, if you are on President Trump's side, you make a lot of enemies among Democrats. Tell me, I'm going to Martha's Vineyard in the next few days. Nobody's going to talk to me. They're going to refuse to serve me my pierogi at the fair.
Oh, no, not again.
Yeah.
An annual event.
But this time I'm going to wear my proud shirt saying I am a proud Zionist. I'm going to wear the shirt. I'm going to wear the hat and let them refuse to serve me and, see him in court.
Well, Professor Alan Dershowitz, thank you for your wisdom, and thank you. We'll catch up with you again real soon.
And actually, Professor, we just got some breaking news. Let's go to that. Hold on one second.
Breaking news, WABC.
CENTCOM just announced that the U.S. military is right now conducting strikes. They just started minutes ago in Iran, and this is retaliation for Iran taking down that U.S. Apache helicopter. President Trump said there will be payback. And in the last few minutes, big breaking news, the U.S. is now conducting new strikes in Iran. What's your reaction, Professor Dershowitz?
I am very happy about that. I don't think there should be a deal. The deal will be a bad deal. I think that the war that was started was successful and should continue until it's completely successful, until there's regime change, until the Iranians come on their knees and beg for a deal. The only deal we can get is not a deal of equality, which is what the Iranians want, but a deal in which, like the deal we made after we defeated Nazism in the Second World War. That's the kind of deal we want. We defeated Japan in the Second World War. It has to be total and complete victory to make the Middle East safe.
Professor Alan Dershowitz, thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your common sense, and we'll talk again real soon.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you.
One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.